Learning English fluently is a dream for millions of people around the world. Many people study English for years, yet they still feel nervous when speaking. They understand some words, they know grammar rules, but when it is time to speak, their mind becomes blank. If this sounds familiar, do not worry. The problem is not your intelligence, and it is not your ability to learn languages. Most of the time, the problem is simply the habits you follow every day. Fluency in English is not built in one day. It grows slowly through small daily actions. Think of it like going to the gym. If someone goes to the gym once a month, their body will not change much. But if they exercise a little every day, the results become powerful over time. English fluency works in exactly the same way. The secret is not studying harder. The secret is building the right habits. The first habit for fluency in English is surrounding yourself with the language every day. Many learners treat English like a school subject. They open a book, study for 30 minutes, and then forget about it for the rest of the day. But fluent speakers do something different. They make English part of their daily life. They listen to English while walking, watch videos in English, read simple articles, and even think in English. When you surround yourself with English, your brain starts recognizing patterns naturally. Words begin to feel familiar. Sentences become easier to understand. Slowly, English stops feeling like a foreign language and starts feeling normal. The good news is that today it is easier than ever to surround yourself with English. Your phone can become your teacher. You can watch English videos on YouTube, listen to podcasts, read short stories, or follow English pages on social media. Even 10 or 15 minutes several times a day can make a big difference. The key idea is exposure. The more English your brain hears and sees, the faster it becomes comfortable with it. The second habit is listening much more than you study grammar. Many learners believe grammar is the most important part of learning English. Grammar is useful, but it is not the first step to fluency. Think about how children learn their first language. They do not study grammar books. They listen to thousands of hours of speech before they start speaking. Their brain slowly understands how sentences work. The same idea applies to English learners. When you listen regularly, your brain learns the rhythm of the language. You begin to notice common sentence structures and expressions. Instead of translating every word in your head, you start understanding the meaning directly. Listening also improves your pronunciation because your brain becomes familiar with natural sounds. You can practice this habit by listening to English stories, interviews, podcasts, and conversations. Even if you don't understand everything at the beginning, that's completely normal. The goal is not perfect understanding. The goal is training your ears. Over time, words that once sounded confusing will start becoming clear. The third habit is speaking every day, even if you feel shy or afraid of making mistakes. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to fluency. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to start speaking. They think they must know more vocabulary or better grammar before they speak, but this perfect moment never arrives. Fluency grows through practice. When you speak, your brain becomes faster at finding words and building sentences. At first, your sentences might be simple. You may pause often or make mistakes. That is completely normal. Every fluent speaker once went through this stage.
You can practice speaking in many ways. You can talk to language partners, join online speaking communities, or simply speak to yourself. Yes, speaking to yourself may feel strange, but it is actually a powerful exercise. Describe your day, explain your thoughts, or talk about a video you watched. This helps your brain become comfortable expressing ideas in English. The fourth habit is learning phrases instead of only single words. Many learners memorize long lists of vocabulary words, but they still struggle to build sentences. This happens because language is not just about individual words. It is about how words connect together. For example, instead of learning the word decision alone, it is more helpful to learn the phrase make a decision. Instead of only learning mistake, learn the phrase make a mistake. When you learn phrases, your brain remembers natural combinations of words. This makes speaking much easier and faster. Fluent speakers often use ready-made phrases when they speak. These phrases act like building blocks. When you know many common expressions, you can quickly create sentences without thinking too much about grammar rules. That is why learning phrases and short expressions is one of the fastest ways to improve fluency. The fifth habit is thinking in English instead of translating from your native language. Translation is one of the biggest reasons people speak slowly. When you translate, your brain follows a long process. First, you create the sentence in your native language, then you translate it into English, and finally, you speak. This takes time and causes hesitation. Fluent speakers usually think directly in English. Their brain connects ideas with English words without using another language in the middle. At first, thinking in English may feel difficult, but like any skill, it becomes easier with practice. You can start with simple thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, describe what you are doing in English. For example, you might think, I am making breakfast, or I need to check my emails. During the day, try to describe your surroundings in English. Slowly, this habit trains your brain to use English automatically. The sixth habit is reading regularly. Reading is a powerful way to expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of sentence structures. When you read, you see how words naturally appear together in sentences. This helps your brain learn grammar in a natural way without memorizing complicated rules. Reading also exposes you to new ideas and expressions. Every article, story, or book introduces new vocabulary that you can later use when speaking or writing. The important thing is choosing material that matches your level. If the text is too difficult, reading becomes frustrating, but if it is slightly challenging and interesting, learning becomes enjoyable. You can start with simple English stories, graded readers, blog posts, or news articles written for learners. Even reading for 10 minutes every day can build strong language skills over time. The goal is consistency. Small daily reading habits can create huge progress after a few months. The seventh habit is being patient and enjoying the process. Many learners become frustrated because they expect fast results. They compare themselves with others or feel discouraged when they make mistakes. But language learning is a long journey, not a quick race. Every small step counts. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every story you listen to moves you forward. Progress may feel slow at first, but over time, these small improvements add up. One day, you will notice something surprising. You will understand a conversation easily, or you will express an idea without thinking too much about grammar rules. That moment shows that your brain has been learning quietly in the background. Enjoying the process is very important because motivation grows when learning feels interesting. Choose topics you like. Watch videos about your hobbies. Read stories that inspire you. Talk about ideas that excite you. When English connects with things you already enjoy, learning becomes natural and fun.
Fluency is not about perfection. Even native speakers sometimes forget words or make small grammar mistakes. Fluency simply means being able to express your thoughts clearly and comfortably. It means communicating ideas without feeling stuck or afraid. If you follow these 7 habits consistently, your English will improve step by step. Surround yourself with the language. Listen regularly. Speak every day. Learn phrases instead of isolated words. Train your mind to think in English. Read often. And most importantly, stay patient and enjoy the journey. Remember that every fluent speaker once started exactly where you are now. They were confused at the beginning, they made mistakes and felt nervous, but they kept practicing, and slowly their confidence grew. Your progress will come from small daily habits, not from one big effort. Even 20 or 30 minutes of focused practice every day can transform your English over time. The key is consistency. Imagine yourself 1 year from now if you continue practicing daily. Your listening will be stronger, your vocabulary will be richer, your speaking will feel smoother and more natural. Conversations that once felt difficult will become comfortable. English fluency is not a secret talent that only a few people have. It is a skill that anyone can develop with the right habits and enough practice. Start today with small steps. Keep learning, keep listening, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing that progress is possible. The journey to fluency may take time, but every step you take brings you closer to your goal. And one day, you will look back and realize that English is no longer something you study, it is something you simply use.